Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to What Shall We Do Next. I'm Mike, your host, and I hope you guys are having the best day ever. Before I get started, guys, please subscribe if you are new here with the notification bell on. We're on the road to 158,000 subscribers, and I would love you to join me on this journey, so hit subscribe and join the fam. But what's going on, you guys, and welcome back to another spooky video. That's right, guys, and I know I've been wearing this hoodie for 3 days straight, and I'm not even sorry about it. I'm not even embarrassed because it's my new favorite shirt ever, or hoodie, and I'm literally gonna wear it every single day for the rest of my life, so you guys can suck it. Well, that's just until Tina steals it from me, which is inevitable. But anyway, guys, today's story is called The Crazy Lady. So the story of The Crazy Lady is a scary horror story about a hunter who lives in a cabin deep in the woods. One day, he comes across a beautiful young woman who may not be what she seems. We've all been there, guys, haven't we? We've all seen a beautiful woman who turns out to be not what we expected them to be, let's be honest. Girls, you crazy. But enough of the jibber jabber, let's jump right over to the story. The Crazy Lady. Bob had been out in the woods all day, hunting for deer. When he got back to his little cabin, it was almost dark, and he was shocked to find the front door was standing open. Cautiously, he crept into the cabin and was surprised to see a young lady standing in front of the fireplace. She was the most beautiful girl he had ever seen. She had a really pretty face and long brown hair that came down to her shoulders. She was wearing a white vest that was tied up over her stomach and a pair of blue jeans that accented her curves. The young lady said her name was Jessica, and she was lost. She had come out to the woods to stay at her father's lodge, but had wandered off and couldn't find her way back. She said she spent the whole day wandering in the forest trying to find help. Bob said that he would help her, but it was too late to go walking through the woods. She would have to stay the night in his cabin, and in the morning, he would lead her back to her father's lodge. Jessica thanked him and offered to cook him dinner in return for his kindness. Overnight, they talked for a while, and Bob was glad to have company. He didn't meet many women, living alone as he did in his little cabin in the woods. Eventually, Jessica started to get sleepy. It was almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Bob told her she could take the bed, and he would sleep in a chair. She climbed into bed, fully dressed, and before long was sleeping soundly. She looked like she needed the rest. Bob watched her as she slept. He thought she was one of the most gorgeous girls he had ever seen. He wondered if she could ever fall in love with a man like him. She was the kind of woman that he had longed for all of his life. Young, brown-haired, and beautiful. As Jessica slept on the bed, he sat in the chair listening to music on the radio. He kept the volume low so that he wouldn't wake Jessica. Then, just as he was dozing off, the music on the radio was interrupted by a local news broadcast. The reporter said that the police were combing the area in search of a prisoner who had escaped from the state hospital for the criminally insane. Bob's ears pricked up. The reporter said that the woman who had escaped was armed and dangerous. She had been convicted of the grisly murders of her husband and 4 other men and was sent to prison. Psychologists who examined her declared her mentally insane, and she was transferred to the state hospital for the criminally insane. However, as she was being transported, she managed to overpower her guards using a knife she had stolen from the prison cafeteria. She stabbed them to death and escaped into the woods. The police had been searching for her all day. On the radio, they gave a description of the crazy lady. She was 5'4", 26 years old, brunette, and very attractive. She had been wearing a prison uniform when she escaped, but they said she would probably try to steal some clothes to disguise herself. The police warned people to be on the lookout for the crazy lady and advised anyone who came across her to keep their distance. Bob's blood froze as he looked at Jessica, lying there peacefully on his bed. She fit the description perfectly. Young, brunette, beautiful, and completely insane. She was the escaped maniac the police were looking for. He was sure of it. And he was sure of something else too. She was planning to kill him while he slept. He wasn't going to let that happen. He knew what to do. Suddenly, Bob jumped out of his chair and threw open the front door of the cabin. Jessica awoke with a fright and looked at him. A confused expression on her face. He grabbed her by the hair, pulling her out of bed and dragging her towards the door. She started screaming and her arms flailed wildly, trying to catch a hold of him. He managed to wrestle her to the front door. Then, with a mighty heave, he threw her out into the darkness. She landed on the grass outside and immediately jumped up and came running back towards the door. Bob slammed the wooden door shut and just had enough time to lock and bolt it before she slammed into it. He braced himself against the door, expecting her to break it down at any moment. He could hear her outside, pounding on the cabin door with her fists, kicking it with her boots, and shouting at him to let her in. And then he heard a scream, an ear-splitting shriek that made him shiver. It sounded like the howl of a crazed animal, the kind of sound that only could be made by a person who was completely insane. Then, there was a horrible silence. He could hear something shifting and moving about outside the wooden door. He was shaking with fear, ready for anything. After a while, he noticed a thin trickle of blood coming under the door. Soon, it turned into a pool of blood, flowing across the floor at his feet. Gathering his wits about him, Bob slowly opened the front door and was horrified by what he found. Jessica was lying there in a pool of blood and a large knife was sticking out her head. She was completely naked and her eyes were glazed over. His mind raced as he tried to understand the strange scene that lay before him. But stranger still was the neat pile of blue clothing which was sitting on the grass beside Jessica's body. Reaching over her naked corpse, he picked up the blue clothes and, turning them over in his hands, he realized it was a blue uniform. There was some black lettering printed on the back. It read, "State Hospital for the Criminally Insane." He fell to his knees beside Jessica's dead body as he finally understood what had happened. The crazy lady had murdered Jessica for her clothes. And that is the end of that. Wow, so that was a pretty friggin' scary twist at the end right there. In case you guys didn't catch on to it at the end, Jessica was like this girl who was in his his house, his cabin, looking for somewhere to stay for the night because she was lost in the woods. And so he was hearing this story on the radio about this very attractive girl. Then he started to think that that was Jessica, like she was the criminally insane woman. So that's when he threw her out the house, and then she starts banging on the door and like trying to get back in, and then she screams, but it goes silent. So when he finally opens the door, he sees Jessica dead on the floor with like no clothes on, and the pile of clothes, like the uniform, the prison uniform, next to her. Which means that Jessica was innocent all along. He thought she was the crazy lady when actually she wasn't. He threw her outside in the dark, and that's when the real crazy lady stabbed her in the head, stole her clothes, and left behind the blue uniform. Poor Jessica. Jeez Louise. I actually feel bad for her. But I feel bad for the guy too, because he's gonna live the rest of his life knowing that he threw an innocent girl out of his cabin and she got killed by a freaking psycho killer. Wow, so that was a pretty crazy story, guys. But if you enjoyed it, make sure you drop a like on this video. Likes really help out my videos a lot, guys. I mean, come on. I make these videos for you every single day. The least you can do is hit the like button. But guys, let me know in the comment section, did you think that Jessica, the girl in the house, was the killer? What did you see that coming? Like, I was actually surprised by the ending. In fact, the first time I read it, I had to like reread it at the end because I didn't get it right away. And then I was like, what? I am literally shook right now. Like, I was literally mind blown. It was that exciting for me. But that is all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Remember the most important thing. Chase your dreams. Keep on fighting. Don't let anybody bring you down. And I will see you back here tomorrow for another video. Peace out, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoy my videos and you would like to support me and my channel more and also be featured in my videos, go check out my Patreon. Link is in the description. I would really appreciate any help you guys have to offer. As you can see, we have different tiers, different rewards, so go over there, check it out, and I would really appreciate that. Every little helps. Thank you so much. And also, guys, don't forget to subscribe with the notification bell on, and also follow me on all my social media. I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Snapchat. So go follow me on all of those, and remember the most important thing, I love you guys, and chase your dreams.